Alright guys, how's it going? Hey, we are on tea, we're on Pepsi Max Cherry. And I'm not being paid for this, by the way. It's not product placement. I could have had that sweet cunner before I started the video. What's that all about? I got me Ronnie and Reggie's. My eyes are playing up really bad. So, earlier today I uploaded a video which I've called part 1. I'm calling this part 2 because there's a couple of things that I want to clarify with you. So if you're watching this video, it's pointless unless you watch the other one first. In the last video, I spoke to you about how my life has been supporting Liverpool Football Club. Like how it's been such a big part of my life. Supporting Liverpool from being a kid, getting married at Anfield at the stadium, being a season ticket holder since the 1990s. Been a Liverpool shareholder, running the website KopTalk for 25 years, employing my heroes and working with heroes, and like I remember Tommy Smith coming to my house. Tommy Smith. There's some the kids today probably don't even know like how big that is, but Tommy Smith, coming to my house, European Cup winner, looking up the stairs at my house. So he's got a staircase like that. Is my mum and dad's house. And he was upstairs, and he was getting changed to go out with me to a do in Scarborough, where I'm from. And Tommy Smith's at the top of the stairs, and he's got his pants down, and he's getting dressed, and he's fastening his belt and getting ready. He's going, right, donkey, right. Tommy Smith, like, you know what I mean? Imagine the most famous Liverpool player you can think of, and he's Steven Gerrard, right? European Cup winner. Imagine that being in your mum and dad's house, or whatever, your house. And he's at top at stairs saying to you, "Are you ready? We'll get ready. We'll get going, yeah." Just mental. And it's just I've fulfilled everything that a Liverpool fan could want to do. I've done it. Why wasn't telling you that? I don't know if I explained it properly or not, because I can't remember. I'm not watching all that rubbish back. The point I was trying to say was, for someone that's been as deep involved in Liverpool Football Club and supporting the Reds, to now say, meh, I'm not bothered anymore, is a big change of events, right? It's a big change, not events, big change in someone's makeup, you know what I mean? And it's not unique, it's not because of this current situation. Those of you that have followed me for a long time now, I've been saying that for years and go, look guys, I'm not that bothered anymore. And for me, I'm more bothered about community. Like, all you guys, if you've still got all that passion and love, and maybe if you're younger, you probably don't know any difference to the Premier League, maybe, and so it's fine. If you've got it, oh God, I envy it if you've still got it. But me, for a long time, I think since FSG have owned the club, basically, it's just been sucked out of me, all the enthusiasm. And we've had highs, and during that time as well. We've had lows, but we've had highs, and we've done things. And I don't want this to be anti-FSG. I'm just saying that during their ownership, I'm like, nah. But it's not just exclusive to them and Liverpool Football Club. It's things that have happened at other football clubs, things that have happened in the game in general, the changes, the VAR. I can't stand it. All these like substitutes you get now and this Brit, and they're always trying to change it. Like, just leave it as it was perfectly fine as it was. We used to argue after a game about a referee's mistake. Now we're arguing over a VAR mistake. It's just pointless. The amount of money that's in the game, just the broadcasting, the way it's gone, where you've got to have all these different subscriptions. At one time back in the day, we'd complain about the price of a shirt, right? That was it. Now everyone's complaining. It's just like, we're football fans, and we just want to watch football. I mean, here we are talking about, we talk about like net spend, revenues. We're like accountants. You know what I mean? Like, as far as it went back in the day was, oh, I forgot that player, I reckon we get some shirt sales out of that. That was it. Now, we're like bankers, and I do say bankers. So, I'm trying to say to you that the game has like changed so much to me that yesterday when I heard that news, I just felt like, not interested. But I would love to be able to follow another sport. I know a lot of hardcore football fans from the 70s and 80s switched to rugby league. I love football. Do you know what I mean? I love football. I just don't love the top flight football anymore. I just don't like it anymore. Anyway, that's by the by. So I was just trying to explain. I don't know if I explained myself properly. I was trying to say to you that you know, a casual fan going, I'm not that bothered anymore, ain't a big deal. But someone like me, my entire life has been Liverpool Football Club. But I can give up like the enthusiasm, if you like. And I really want it back, and I was starting to hope that maybe I'd get it back, like a new dawn under Liverpool, you know, Liverpool Football Club, and the excitement, you know, imagine like new owners and that, like I'd be buzzing off me, you know what's. But I don't know whether that's going to happen or not. But I could never give up you guys, because the friends I've made, I mean, I've made lots of haters online over the years, you know. I don't think that's a big deal today as much as it was back then. Because what I mean today, like, we all know that social media is a cesspit, right? And if you have the different view to someone else, people will attack you. I'm not from Liverpool, so some people don't like that. Some people don't like the fact that I've been very successful with the website. Some people don't like the fact that I introduced a members website years ago and was called a con man for all of that, yet they've all done it themselves now, and they seem to forget that. And they could sell fanzines and scarves, but I wasn't allowed to do that. I wasn't allowed to survive. I've been controversial. I've made mistakes. I've refused to toe the line, and people don't like that. So you do make haters along the way. I'm not bothered about that too much these days, to be honest with you. I'd rather get on with everyone, but you can't. It's life. But I've made more friends, you know. And like a Saturday night, when we do Saturday night streaming on here, I see you guys come in. We have a drink. I've just been out to the butchers, and a song came on in the car on the way back that we play every Saturday, all right? And it wasn't Crank the Flange, Seano, if you're listening. And I was like, oh man, I can't wait till Saturday. So we're all having a laugh again. Just the community vibe, the members, every people on here. I can't remember everyone's names all the time, but regulars, you know, people that always comment or always visit the stream. I always remember them, like, you know what I mean. And I go, I hadn't seen you for a few weeks. You all right? You've no idea how much all that means to me, man. And people put their faith in me, and I don't know where I'd be without you guys, you know. So how could I ever give that up? I can't give that up. So as far as I'm concerned, and I make no secret about it, I'm here to see you guys hopefully get to experience all the highs of supporting Liverpool Football Club. Maybe one day they'll return for me. I hope they do, because, you know, like, I miss my football. Like, you know, guys, my entire weekends used to be football and everything. But these people have sucked it out of me. Not just them, just the game in general. I don't like it, right? So that was the reason why I mentioned all that in the previous video. To try and say, if someone like me is now saying I'm not bothered, then I think that's alarming, personally. I don't know, maybe you don't understand. But I've tried other sports, and there's nothing replaces football for me. So, I don't know. Well, that's something else. Anyway, so that was one thing I wanted to mention to you. Something I didn't mention from my notes earlier was keep an eye on what the journos peddle now, right? So when I say now, I mean post John Henry's comments. You must watch the other video before this one. Totally pointless if you're watching part 2 before the other one. You won't get it. But you need to see what the journalists, like some of these journalists have been very quiet recently, and now that John Henry's come and said that stuff yesterday, they all know what's happening now. Just what I want you to do is keep an eye on what journals peddle now. I wrote that down at 3 o'clock in the morning last night because I knew I had to tell you that. Because I find it absolutely amazing that not one single journalist says anything that any of us think. Not one of them. Not in that clique. They don't. They're all on the same page. They all agree. They don't say boo. They don't say boo in case they lose their access. And they're no longer an asset to the people that employ them. I understand it, but it's just alarming now that's how journalism has gone today. And that's sad. Because and I say this all the time to you, I can pick 9 of you and me, we're going to sit in a bar on a couple of tables, have a few beers, talk about Liverpool. We're not all going to have different opinions, but there's going to be some of us who are going to agree with that, and some of us are going to agree with that. Some are going to say, well, you know, I'm all right with FSG. Some are going to say, well, you're mental, I'd rather have the Middle East. We've all got opinions, right? But all them journalists, do you not think it's funny? And they're supposed to be Liverpool fans as well, majority of them, right? How come they all agree on everything? How come not one of them today has wrote an article going, yeah, to be honest, you know, Liverpool could do, you know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable. So you've got to watch now to see who peddles what, right? And when I say peddle, I genuinely mean, let's see now who kisses FSG John Henry's rear end. I'm doing everything I can these days not to swear in my videos. You're allowed to swear, but it's so complicated, not worth the hassle, right? And I've already seen some of them journalists today, and I'm looking at them thinking, yeah, you're happy again, aren't you? Right, what else do I want to say? Right, so, someone's messaged me, but thank you, sorry for bothering you. That's because they know that I'm always busy, and it's cute, really. Right. I wish I'd seen this before my last video, part 1, right? This is posted by Rich T. He'll be watching this video, I'm sure, and I don't think he'll mind me reading this. This is posted on the KopTalk VIP members website. Rich, it says here, has been with us since 1998, right? Excuse me. And Rich does comment in the videos. You should always look in the videos to see if Rich comments about this stuff. I have a great deal of respect for Rich, not only, you know, as a friend, but he's switched on when it comes to business and things. And he is involved in this kind of, serious investment in the Middle East. And he knows, like, you need to listen to Rich, is what I'm saying, right? And he did post something on the members website the other day. And in that, he posted whatever, and then at the bottom of it, someone asked him a question. He said, well, actually, I have said a lot more to Dunk than I'm willing to say here, right? So, and then that made me think, oh my God, have I repeated anything he said somewhere? And I did say to him, I don't think I've said anything, Rich, that I shouldn't have said. And he said, no, you haven't, it's all cool. Rich ain't no ITK, he's a fully grown man like me, right? So he ain't one of them people that wants you to, like, listen to what he's got to say. Rich don't care, he's a Liverpool fan, but he's a good lad. And I like it when he comments, right? Now, I've read this, and I don't. And he's put this on the site, so I don't think there's a problem with this going out there. And I think he put it in the comments. He'll watch this video. If there is, I'll take it down. But it's not exactly. Anyway, it's just opinion. So he said, "Don't panic." Now he posted that on the 20th of February, which I believe was yesterday, right? Yes. And this is what he said, and I just want you to know this. And it is on the members' website, but you know, I don't think Rich will mind me putting it out there publicly. He said, there seems to be a lot of people on here, on the KopTalk members' website, panicking over what Martin Broughton said recently regarding FSG selling, or what FSG Sam Kennedy said, both hinting at minor investment only and only interested in selling if the price is right. This is a public dance that happens when I think that's an unlisted business sells, right? There are no exact amount any business will sell for. It's worth what a buyer will pay for it, right? So I've tried to get that message across to you before. You know, like my house isn't for sale. I know what the market value would be of my house within reason, and although it's not for sale, if someone knocks on my front door and says, "Do you want to sell your house?" I'm going to think about it. I don't know, you know what I mean? I'd just be like, well, what are we talking? So I know the market value. Now that value has got a price to me, right? So, and it's got a price to that buyer. If they really, 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 really want that house, they're going to go, well, I'll give you whatever you want for it. Or they're going to make you an offer, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to the football clubs and stuff like that, right? And my house might be worth, I don't know, I'm plucking these figures out of thin air. This is nothing to do with my house. Let's just say my house is worth $500,000, right? Which it isn't. If it was worth $500,000 and some guy comes along and he says, well, I'll give you $550 for it because I reckon this is worth about $500,000. At that point, I could think, that's all right, it's slightly above the market value, but it's not for sale, mate. I'm not selling it. It's worth more to me. Like, you know, that extra 50, like, yeah, great, lovely, but I like it. I want to stay here. I want $650,000. And he might turn and say, well, I'm not paying that. So, well, then don't pay it then. But that's what this house is worth to me, right? So, and it's no more complicated than that with the football club, right? So they know what it's worth. Everyone's got an opinion on what it's worth, I guess. A buyer and a seller can have two different opinions, and it's whether you can agree on it, right? So I know it's common sense, but there's a lot of people watch these videos, and some of them might be a little bit younger, and I don't know. Maybe I've got that bit of life experience, and I'm not being patronising. Some of them will be a lot brighter than me, but I ain't got a clue when it comes to business. I really haven't, but I do know that Rich has. I've been approached by business brokers with a business for sale that the business owner will stay out of the gate. I'm only selling if I get the right offer. This is the dance played out in the mergers and acquisitions field daily. This is exactly what FSG are doing. They're not going to tell Martin Broughton they really want to sell Liverpool, as that's killed the value then. And that's good, because if you think, John Henry's comments come out after all the Martin Broughton in the media rubbish, right? Well, I won't say it's rubbish, I just don't have much time for Martin Broughton. And Martin Broughton is playing something out in the media, in my opinion. And you could say, is John Henry responding to that? We don't know. Who knows, right? So, they're not going to tell Broughton that they really want to sell Liverpool, as it kills the value. Also, bear in mind, they're aware Broughton was part of an investment group that tried to buy Chelsea. The press are being used, in my view, but I'd take any claims made regarding no progress on minor investment, etc., with a pinch of salt. Now, obviously, Rich, I think he might have published that, I think, before John Henry spoke, or before his quotes came out. But I imagine Rich would say, I would watch the comments in this video, I imagine Rich will say, well, the same applies. I just think that, I have commented in the club sale investment section of the Executive Lounge on the members' website today, which is when I saw what Rich had put. Now, and it was kind of what we discussed in part one. Trying to keep this video short. And people responded to basically what I said in part one. I put on here my feelings about FSG. Like, I'm not clutching. I'm not trying to say that John Henry is going to sell the club, but I just, you have to watch part one, because I don't really think I need to go over this again. I'm sure I emphasised this properly in part one about the people he's talking to. Will something happen there? I believe so, but it won't be a sale regarding those specific people. That's what I think. I believe, like I said here in this post, I believe that they have got the minor investment that they want if it's there, and I think that they can take that. And I think that what you're seeing played out, John Henry's comments, the comment that Rich was just mentioning a moment ago, from like the likes of Broughton and was it Sam Kennedy, it's all part of a big game, and you don't reveal, you don't come out. If John Henry said them things right yesterday in an email, it wasn't even it wasn't stopped for comment. It was an email. He sat there and thought, what shall I reply? He's not going to say anything that damages him or their money. Purely what you're reading is for his and their benefit only, without any doubt. And I've gone over this on the members' website today. Thanks, Dunk. This makes a lot of sense. It is along the lines of how I see the situation playing out. Just trying to find Rich's comment again. Don't panic. I don't know if he's commented since then. But it's a good informative. I think one of the members says, I think the message to not panic might have been lost a little. And he's put laughing thing like, oh, here we go. Yeah, Rich has commented a little bit further on that. Rich is a really good person to tap into. He's an asset for... Here we go. He's responded exactly. Someone's then put the quotes in of what John Henry said, and Rich has commented. This was yesterday afternoon, about 24 hours ago, I think. He's put, don't believe John. I'm sure they'd prefer minor investment, but there doesn't appear to be a stampede. So these are only like, opinions that Rich can offer. But it's always good to be like on the same wavelength as someone that knows what they're talking about, because I don't, right? I don't understand. Well, I do understand business. I just don't. I'm not in that. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. I think I'm bright enough. I think I'm reasonably intelligent. But I'm not, I have no experience of those kind of things. I just want to watch football. You know what I mean? But Rich is good to listen to. And I don't want you to think, I'm not trying to give you any false hope here. I'm not trying to say to you, dismiss what he says. They're going to sell the club outright. And maybe, you know, and this is sometimes why I make private videos, right? Or hide on the members' website, because a month from now, they sell a minor investment, you'll get some plant pot on here who'll go, well, you were trying to make out. Do you know what I mean, guys? And I can't be doing with that level of thickness, you know what I mean? Like that, just like, I can't be doing with it. I'd rather just do my videos private like that. Do you know what I mean? You have no idea how much it infuriates me when someone comes along later and says something and I just think, are you a total... It don't matter. Anyway. If John Henry wanted minor investment, right? If he does, if you want to go down that route, and we're talking to Pete, it's that. Why is it giving us an update along them lines? And he didn't have to tell them lot that's to do with the rounders and all that out there. He could have just kept his mouth shut about Liverpool and said, well, we're involved in a process to do with Liverpool, but that's a separate entity to the Red Sox. You need to watch the first part, you know, to understand what the interview was about in the first place. But I go back to the basics again. When you see comments from anyone, you have to like think, why am I seeing those comments? I'm really like, I don't know, I feel like I'm patronising you. I'm like, every time you read a comment, just go, why am I reading it? That's all you have to do. Why am I reading it? Like, because it's a fact. Well, maybe it is a fact. Maybe it is. But why is that fact out there? Why does he want you to know? Do you really think he was sat there and thought, you know, this, I really should let everyone know what's happening with Liverpool? Yeah. Because he's like that, yeah? If he wanted you to know, like, that's the sink, by the way, it's not my belly. If he wanted you to know what was going on with Liverpool Football Club, he's got his own website, you know, LFC, whatever it is these days, the awful, I don't know, I don't even visit it, I won't visit it, I mean, if she paid me to. It's just propaganda, isn't it? If you're a kid or a young fan, maybe you enjoy it, I don't know. Always, when a manager comments about another player at another club, it would be wrong for me to talk about Jude Bellingham. Yeah, then you're talking about Jude Bellingham anyway. Come on. I demand that we have very switched on people on here. You are, in fairness. To be honest with you, I don't like people that watch the videos on here, and the people that support me are very switched on, clearly. No, you get it. And I think that's what separates, you know, like, I don't know, you guys can make your own judgments about what's good and bad, but I think that what separates KopTalk is we don't need to clickbait, we don't need to, I don't know, I just think that if I wanted, like, let's you know what I mean, let's do a bit of business talking, right? If I wanted to make a lot more revenue online, and I really do want to make a lot more revenue online, I can go down the route of, you know, these Twitter ITKs, some of them, pushing affiliates, betting or marketing or clickbaiting headlines to the website, but you lose all credibility. It's like, you know, like look at the Liverpool Echo now. You know, the website used to be brilliant back in the day, amazing. That's absolute garbage now, you know. And they're the tactics that these people have to do to earn money. You know, I'd rather stay like real. I'd rather stay real. And excuse me, I'd rather stay real. I'm not sure it gets you anywhere in life being real, but I do think that we have, like, when I listen, I read our chat room, right? I go on the members' website all day and night. That's where I'm always on there. It's the first thing that opens on my phone when I turn it on, or if I'm sat at my tablet or computer in my office or whatever, right? The members' website, we have a chat room on there. It's called the Shout Box. I see what everybody's saying all the time. Very, very intelligent people on the members' website. You know, like people like Rich and that, you know? And they know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then we've got this chat room that you can go on your phone and all that, t.me/KopTalk News, t.me/KopTalk Chat. If you put that in your browser, you can get it on your phone. You can join us right now. I'm going there in a minute to see what everyone's saying. And they also put audio messages in there. You know, and people are saying, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people angry, a lot of people say silly things as well, maybe in somewhere where it's more public, like on YouTube or Twitter or whatever. The members' website is a bit different, I think, but I read the messages in the KopTalk chat thing, you know, that I just told you about, t.me/KopTalk Chat, and I read them, and people are like, so switched on, you know what I mean? And I think we've got a good vibe around like the old KopTalk community for me. I think it's unrivaled in my opinion. Honestly, that's what people tell me anyway. But you know, maybe if you, I don't know, maybe if you're I don't know, maybe you just want to be on Twitter, and maybe it's an age thing. I honestly don't know, because I look at the stuff on Twitter and I'm like, well, it doesn't matter what I'm like. And it's not a ploy to get you to become a KopTalk member. I've just told you we've got a KopTalk chat room. It's available to everyone. Anyone can go in there. You know, we've got everything. We've got everything you want. You don't have to be a member at all. Anyway, I'll stop recording, and there'll be something else I think I should have mentioned that as well. So, Rich T's basically backing up what I said in the first video, I think, where he's saying that you don't listen to these people, do you? Do you know what I mean? You just don't. They're playing a game, and it's big money. And yes, they may sell a part of the club. They may do that. But I'll end on this. My personal feeling is, and I said it in the previous video, I think they can do a deal like that now for minor investment. Right now, like that, done. Right? Guaranteed. So why aren't they? Why aren't they? Because they're keeping their options open. And you're telling me that if someone turns up with a big fat check, they're going to go, not interested, we only want to sell a bit. It's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So, what will be, will be. If we do not sell, or I'll rephrase that, if they do not sell Liverpool Football Club outright, it's nothing to do with people not being interested. It will be because too much money is being asked. It's that simple, innit? Because these people might be passionate, they might have a lot of money, etc., etc., and $1 billion to them, it's probably like a tenner to me and you or something, I don't know, maybe a bit more than that, but this is how you just throw figures around. The point I'm meaning is, you're not going to get ripped off. They're not going to get ripped off. I don't know what you're like in life, right? But I'm like that. I'm a generous person. I look after people. I'll buy people drinks when I'm out, strangers. I always tip a taxi driver well if he's being good. I look after everyone, right? You could never accuse me of being tight, ever, right? But I won't get skanked on something. I won't get ripped off. I know when someone's taking the you-know-what, yeah? And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there in the Middle East that are a bit more, switched on when it comes to money than me and stuff. And it's the same principle, right? You don't get ripped off. And no one's going to get ripped off. And we've got to keep an eye on what happens with Manchester United as well, you know? I want to make a video about the Manchester United takeover because it's kind of relevant with this, and I'm going to explain in that video why I made it. You know, so you've got to watch all that. To suggest that no one would want to be interested in buying Liverpool Football Club is absolute madness. So if they feed that to you, or them journalists that I'm telling you to watch start feeding that to you, and some of them have been feeding it for ages and no names, right? If they're putting that stuff out there, do they really think that? How come there isn't one journalist that goes, can you believe that? No one's interested in Liverpool. They just state it as fact. They're like that, it's like a budgie with someone like throwing what's it called? Trill, I don't know. Budgie food. It's called trill, isn't it? Is it called trill? It's just like that, it's like that. Someone's giving him a bit of budgie, well, yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're a disgrace. A lot of them, I can't stand them. Paul Joyce is alright. I ain't seen him patronising anyone yet. I don't know, I ain't seen anything for a while. No one's interested in buying one of the most famous, successful teams. No one's willing to get ripped off by some greedy person in America. Remember, always ask yourself why you're hearing something, or whether you're hearing it through these, or whether you're seeing it through them, whatever. If John Henry's got something to say, it's out there because he wants someone to see it. It benefits him and him only. And if everything's good, if he's happy with that, oh yeah, we're talking to minor investors, it looks like something might happen, we won't be doing a sale with them, right? If he's happy with that, why go and do it then? What are we waiting for, John? What are you smoking over there? Yeah? I can smell it a mile off, and I'm sure you guys can too. So let them stall and see if they get whatever. Would you be shocked if suddenly, I suppose we'd all be shocked if it said, Liverpool Football Club sold and all that, but immediately then you would have seen that rewind, right? My train of thought then went straight into depression, like, yeah, squad. Because I'm desperate to see the club I love be like, fulfill its full potential. That's all I want us to do, fulfill our potential. You know, like, these guys, they don't even give me, like, I can't even, like, I can appreciate the good things that they've done. I really can. But it's just... Because they don't care. I'm having enough. That's it. Right, I'm off. This will be my last video for today because it's taken a long time to upload. It's cracking on. I'll be back in my office Thursday, late Thursday, so you won't really see me properly back in my old minging kitchen. That picture behind me until Friday. But I'll still be here. Don't think you'll hear from me tomorrow though, or the next day maybe. I don't know, guys. But I'm here. I'm in the comment section. I don't know how it works for you on the YouTube app or whatever, but I do put little text updates sometimes on YouTube. So, and I don't know if how they come up on your feed. Have a good mooch around the channel, you know. Always read the video description. If you've supported me recently and your name is not in that list, in that you must let me know. You need to email dunk@koptalk.com. I'm way behind on my emails. And Saturday night, let me just deal with this right now actually. Saturday night streaming this weekend. Seano pointed this out earlier. And I need to look at the fixtures. Uno momento, por favor. I am looking forward to Friday, having a drink with boys. Not as much as I'm looking forward to having a drink with you guys on Saturday night, though. Come along Saturday night. But I was thinking about this when I was out and about in car earlier as well. We are dedicating the whole night on Saturday night to talking about this nonsense. We're just not. Absolutely not. So be warned now. We can talk about it early in the evening, then we're having a drink and a sing-song and a giggle. We are not getting stressed over millionaire footballers and billionaire owners. We're not doing it. Palace Liverpool late kick-off. So that's... Oh God, that's a real late one for me, isn't it? That's a late one. So you're going to have to join me after the game. Oh, God. So what I might do is I might do a watch-along for that. I might be live through the game for that. I've got to go live at 7:30 on Saturday regardless. So, yeah, I'll have the game on or something like that. And I expect you with me at full time, all right? I just hope it's not naff and everyone's, like, not around after the thing because I'd be gutted. Because I've told everyone we're doing one on Saturday now. I could leave it till the following Saturday. Please let me know in the comments if you're one of the people that usually watch, comes along to the streams on a Saturday night. I'd be gutted if we didn't do one, like. But I don't want it to be dead, and you know what I mean. We obviously can't have a giggle while the football's on. Well, we can, but I think we'll do. I think we'll do a watch along then. I don't know what the televised situation is. So I'll check that out in a minute. Alright guys, hope that covered things, hope you're alright. Thanks to those of you that support my channel. Or KopTalk VIP members as well, obviously. Everybody that supports me, thank you. Really do appreciate it. Remember, it don't cost you anything to leave a nice comment, you know what I'm saying? And when I get the comments, it makes me feel like, you know, good and happy and I want to do more for you, you know. Keep the faith, guys, and let's just see. I'm not trying to create fake hope, right? I'm really not. Minor investment might be what happens now. I don't know where I am with it, to be honest with you. My opinion's like that with it, as you know. But would you trust John Henry? I wouldn't. So we'll see what happens. Minor investment maybe, and then if that happens, then I don't know. All right, guys. I'll speak to you in a bit. Thank you for watching.